ahead of the NPC. Of course, the market, it's expected to react to the Monetary Policy Committee meeting slated for Monday and Tuesday, 25th of January. And so let's look at the market as at the close of last week. Week on week, the board started the week on a positive note while market sentiment remained mixed with occasional bargain hunting. The NGX All Share Index closed the week on a positive note with a rise of 3.38%. The Nigerian exchange gained about 809.62 billion naira, while year-to-date performance rose to 7.59% from the previous at 7.43%. The market capitalization as well settled at 24.76 trillion naira. If you look at the sector in terms of performances across all sectors tracked at the close of trading on Friday, the NGX oil and gas sector was the highest gainer for the week with about 5.21%, while NGX insurance recorded a decline of 0.27%. Industrial goods, NGX main board, and look at other sectors there already went up. So if you look at the oil and gas went up by 4.37%. And some other sectors. So we'll be looking at that across the board. Mr. Ambrose Omodion, regular analyst on the show, is the Chief Research Officer, Invested Consulting Limited. He joins me live on the program here. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, so let's look at what drove the market last week. We've seen a lot of activities. Last week, we saw that the market broke through the 45,000 reading as at last week. That's in 13 years you've seen the market has performed from what we last witnessed in 2008. So how would you address it? Because some experts are saying perhaps it's an excitement that something was going to happen at the MPC meeting.
No, actually, no, I won't say that way, but there are some factors that are responsible for this movement. And also, if you look at the market history, for almost 14 years now, 15 years, the market always has a kind of a top. We call it top in technical analysis. When you get there, it pullbacks, it corrects, it goes up again. It tells that market is never on a straight line, either an uptrend throughout or downtrend. Market oscillate, and this volatility is what creates an opportunity for investors to buy low and sell high. And that is why anywhere in the world, equity market is too sweet to play if you understand this volatility and know when to kill at the right time. As we just said, for the week under review, if you look at the market for the straight 3 weeks, market have been in the green. It tells you that there is factors supporting the market, and those factors are still intact. Apart from the MPC meeting we are looking at that started already this morning by 10 o'clock, till Tuesday afternoon to see the outcome, and that was to form where the market will go from there. But today, the statement or let's say the opening of the market today, you see that the market is a bit slow in expectation of to see what will come out at the end of the MPC meeting. But I will tell you from our own point of view that it is too early for MPC meeting at this point. The first meeting in the first for 2022 to adjust interest rates up or down. I think they will still adopt their strategy of
maintaining.
Let's see what will happen. And also, don't forget that the Omicron is on the ground as we speak, and the month of December, inflation just take up a little. For me, they want to watch and see. And also, we already entering also this is the planting season. Also, we expect that. It said what happened in December, which we know because we've already been querying why is it that inflation is coming down for almost eight straight months. For December, we'll see an upgrade. It said it was attributed to insecurity and the demand for goods and stuff because of the festive period and all this stuff. Fine. But let's see what happens going forward.
So you don't see that MPC was going to have any, or market was going to react to that decision?
Naturally, market will want to wait to see the outcome. When they retain the MPC meeting, the MPR, let's say, on change, it will attract more funds. Because on the short run, equity market will become attractive for you to make returns because of dividend paying period is around the corner. And when it comes, and most of the fixed income return, that will take it for 1 year. You can make such return in less than 3 months or 6 months in equity market because of dividend payment. On that note, many people or many investors, fund managers will likely treat their investment to equity for a short time before, because I believe that if what we are seeing globally, the trend we are seeing that inflation is starting gradually. Then going to the future, into the year, we might see that they might be likely start targeting our policies here, but it can't be on this first meeting or the second one. I mean, I believe from the April one, they can start talking of adjusting the ball. For this first and the second one, I don't see them because the team actually are looking at factors that will drive growth. And you see that we have not seen the GDP for the last quarter of 2021, but you can see that even the GDP, the second quarter was 5.01. The third one was 4.03. You can see that we are not seeing that growth. We want to see if the growth are slowing down, then we also see that we're entering another full year with Omicron on ground. We don't see them jumping into increasing rate now, because if you really want to drive the economy, you can't just copy what other mature economies do because they want to. But even the mature economy, they will not even increase their rate. They are discussing it that yes, inflation is going up. If we want to wait and see where we are going from here before I see the committee voting for
Mr. Ambrose, I will be touching up on bits of pieces and here and there what the market will look like in the week after the MPC meeting decisions and all of that. But I want us to do it quickly because of our time. On the oil sector, did about 4.37% as at last week. But if you look at the latest OPEC monthly oil market report, we're getting that Nigeria's production in December 2021, based on direct communication, fell to about 1.1 million barrels per day, because expectation is that should impact on the performance of the oil index on the NGS. How will you react?
Actually, so the sentiment in the market as regarding to oil performance in terms of price, but in terms of our output here, we affect our own income as a nation. But for the sector that are on the exchange, they are still doing their business. It is the nation that will feel because we are not producing enough that is supposed to, it will affect our reserve. But still, now that the price is up, it can make up for us on the short run, but price is high compared to output now a bit, but on the long run, it will hit us. Because if price go down and we are still on this level, that means we'll be asking for help. But now that price is up and it's fine, we can see global. For the oil sector, there's already a positive sentiment in that sector. And I told you earlier on this one that we have two major companies that are going to benefit from this, this rally in or recovering, or I will call it, in oil sector. One is Seplat and Wando. Another company that is not in oil sector is Caverton. Caverton is also in the transport or service sector. Caverton is involved in moving most of the oil company here to offshore for their drilling. That means as far crude oil price is up now, their business is likely to boom or have more transaction with all those oil firms. But for Wando and the Seplat, I see that this will impact their bottom line. This is why I call it fundamental news that will impact the board. Only that Owando on the other leg, because we have not seen the result for a while, investors are really just speculating and also standing on one leg investing in Owando. But for Seplat, because people have seen that Seplat's earnings have improved and they are consistent and transparent, you see that the price, that's why the price is one of the high cap stock, is still moving consistently because of the price, because of the crude oil price. For me, investors should just see that now and see where they should put their attention, especially as we are seeing that more earnings are coming this week, especially those unaudited accounts that started rolling in as from last week. For me, I see that the market will maintain that tempo, apart from waiting to see the outcome of MPC meeting on Tuesday. But from today, you see the filler will start coming from the market. When it will come, I believe it will guide investors. But I don't see them changing anything in this first meeting in MPC.
Let me ask you, I mean, we've seen the performances of the market in different sectors. Yeah. I think the worst hit, let me not say the worst hit, is the insurance sector last week, dropping about 0.27%. Where do you think investors are likely to put their fund this week, vis-a-vis the earnings report we're beginning to get and still trickling into the market, and what is the direction for the market for the week? Maybe you have to take us through that with the chart, with your live chart and all of that.
Actually, if you look at the market is already at around 14 to 13 years high. That tells you that market's on the uptrend and there are bound to be correction, and the correction will come in form of profit taking or pullback in terms of for that. See market, if we're on the chart now, I'll give you different support level that market has entered, and the top line I have broken to attain this level it is now. On this level, I see that this week we will expect a mixed market, because I tell you that any season is not about direction, it's about volatility. That means if any season is coming, people are going to react to these numbers up and down. If the numbers are received, then that means you are going to see a lot of volatility and a lot of income, a lot of liquidity and a lot of coming to the market, especially if the earnings beat expectation. On that note, I see that market was related, especially coupled with the outcome of MPC meeting during the week. We see market oscillating in the new week. But that tells you that investors should not panic, because now they are positioning on dividend paying stocks. because the high capital have taken the market up, and because they are there, they are about to be correction or profit taking. For that, people are looking at which company do I know that will pay me dividend. That's where they are going. And don't forget that the market is, it's a makeup of traders and investors. Why the investors are looking at value and dividend income, traders are looking at capital appreciation. And if you have entered the stock, for example, at 2 naira, and because of appreciation, it has gone to as high as 3 naira, and the company is declaring 50 kobo, you know you have made more than 1 naira, you like to take profit. That's why I say this period is about volatility, not about direction, because any season will give you a lot of information.
We'll have 1 minute to go, perhaps. Maybe you need to take us, where is the direction this week?
No. I've said earlier that I will expect a mixed market, but for January, likely to close positive, because this is the last full trading week of the month. We'll have Monday for next week. That means whatever happened this week and what market have year to date recorded about 7.59. I see the January closing positive to maintain the history of January being a green month. On that note, investors should not panic, because I see that earnings are around the corner. Last week, 2 mortgage banks released their numbers, and they are impressive. For that, we expect that if that trend is maintained, and we're expecting more earnings this week, the market should remain in this direction, but expect volatility because of profit taking and correction.
I think we need to leave it there. Let's just leave it there. Mr. Ambrose Omodion, Chief Research Officer, Investor Consulting Limited. Thank you for coming on Business Breakfast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.